Yeah, one more video. Just want people to understand this. You have the right to think God is or isn't whatever you want. Let me say that again. You have the right to think God is or isn't whatever you want. For example, the church teaches God's bipolar. There's people in this world that think God's a woman. There's people that think God's a man. There's people that think God don't even exist. There's people that believe God's an unseen spirit with no name. There's people that believe God is each person walking on this earth. There's people that know God is a huge spirit that knows all things and sees all things and has all power. There's people that think God's a spirit that's gay. You know, everyone has their own depiction of who God is. Let me just tell you something. No one truly knows who he is unless you actually meet him. But here's the thing. He's not angry about how you see him. He's not angry at all. But he's not angry how you... Honestly, however you think God is, that's just how you are in the mind. Let me say that again. However you think God is and however you see God is how you are in the mind and in the heart. So if to you God is gay, that's probably because you are. God, like you try to relate God to who you are as a person. So if you're gay, chances are you want God to be gay. Why? Because you want him to relate to you and understand your issues. If you're black, you want God to be black. Why? Because you want him to relate and understand. If you're white, you want God to be white. If you're Indian, you want God to be Indian. If you're Mexican, you want God to be Mexican. If you're fat, you might want God to be fat. If you're not as attractive, you want God to not be attractive. If you're rich, you want God to be rich. If you're poor, you want God to be poor. Everybody wants God to be who they are so they knows he understands what they go through. Which is actually very, very understandable. In God's eyes, he says, I am whoever you want me to be in your mind. Again, in God's eyes, he wants you to be whoever you think he is. But here's the thing. God will tell you simply put, I don't go by titles. I don't even go by an image. Whoever you think he is who he is. He's not going to sit up there and get offended because you think he's gay or a woman or black or Jewish or whatever. God's not like people. He's not going to sit there and get angry because you don't see him the way he wants to be seen. However you view God is how God's going to allow you to view him. Just like if you have a near-death experience, however you think God is or whoever you think he would be, that's who he's going to be to you. Like, for example, if you look up to your mom, then if you ever have a near-death experience, he may come to you as your mom. If you look up to your dad and you have a near-death experience, he may come to you as your dad. You look up to any of your friends or your family members, he'll come to you whoever you think he is. If you think he's gay, you never know. He may come to you as a gay spirit. It all depends on how you see him. Because God's not caught up in titles. He loves his children, and whatever makes you most comfortable is how he's going to be to you. You know what I'm saying? Because God's like, look, you can view me as you want to, but truthfully, you'll find out when you pass who I really am. God just wants his children to understand. However you view me and that makes you most comfortable to express your life and your feelings to me and your situations and your problems, do it. At the end of the day, God knows his children's hearts, so he's not worried about who you think he is. You know what I mean? That's not God. That never was him and that never will be. Like, for example, a church can tell you God's this way and that way and the other, but the minute you tell them how you see God, they don't want to hear it. Here's the thing, and when I say near-death experience, I mean something that causes you to pass away from this life, step outside of the realm of time where God and the devil and angels and demons and spiritual beings exist. And whoever you think Jesus is or whoever you think Satan is, that's who they will come to you as. Jesus will always come to you as someone you can, like, again, Jesus will always come to you as someone you love, who you can trust, and who you can depend on, and who brings you the most peace. Satan will probably come to you as somebody you think you can trust or fear. Let me say that again. Satan will come to you as someone you think you can trust or a fear. Just so you get that. But you ever see Jesus and you like, Jesus, I didn't know you were this, that, or the other. And he's like, look, I come as you want me to or as you need me to. Whoever makes you most comfortable, that's who I will be for you to be able to talk to me. Because I'm not an image. I'm not none of that status. I am a father to you. You are my child. However I need to come to you is the way I'm going to come to you. I just don't want you to fear me or think you have to fear me. Because that's not who he is. You know, so I just want that to be understood. He doesn't want no one fearing him. So however you view God, that's your free will to do so. Trust me. God sees everyone on this earth differently, so why wouldn't he want everyone on this earth to see him differently? God thinks of everyone differently, so why wouldn't he want everyone to think of him differently? But he loves everyone equally, so that's why he wants everyone to love each other equally and love him equally. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Jesus did not come down to here to prove his prestige. Nothing that he knew at all, nothing that he had at all. He didn't come down here to prove none of that. He just came down here to let people understand. The Father loves you. I love you. Nobody's getting condemned. You're all going back to heaven, but you're down here to learn so you can get back into heaven when it's time for you to pass. That's pretty much all he was trying to do. Teach people and get them back to God. That's it. So I'm just going to say it like that. However you need to see God to have a comfortable relationship with him is how you need to see God. You know what I mean? Can't let religion dictate to you who God is or who he's not. God is whoever in your mind you need him to be for you to be comfortable with talking to him. You know? So even like, for example, someone who hates God, God still loves you. If you need God to come to you as someone you look up to, even if it's not a person of the most right-mindedness, sometimes he'll do that, but that person will be a little better in the mind. Meaning they'll be a little nicer, you know what I'm saying? But God wants you to see him however you think he is, because there's three ways about it. There's three ways about it. There's who he is, there's who you think he is, and then there's who, like, are you right or wrong about it? Let me say it again. There's who he is, there's who you think he is, and then there's the middle, are you right or wrong about it thing. So I just want to put that out there, alright? I'm Audi. Oh yeah, and plus the Spirit of God runs off of wisdom, so he understands why you think he's a certain way. He knows you want him to look like you so he can relate to your problems, you know? So he has no problem with you thinking he's this or that or the other, except he'd rather not people think he'd rather not have people thinking he's angry and vindictive and judgmental and cold and sends people to hell, because that's not who he is. But however you need to see God until you pass away is pretty much how you're going to see him. So yeah, I'm out. And he does understand everyone's problems down here. But it's hard to talk to your children when a lot of the times their problems blind them and make them deaf to your voice. And when I say that, I simply mean demons are blocking your eyes and your ears from hearing and seeing God, so he can't tell you or show you how to fix your problems because they don't want him to be able to do that, so you stay stuck in them forever. But eventually, he can help you get through it as long as you're willing to let him help you. I'm out.